Today we're going to be reviewing The Absolute Killing Joke by DC Comics. That review is up next. Hello everyone, it's the Batman Statue Collector, and today we're going to be reviewing The Absolute Batman, The Killing Joke from DC Comics. I'm really excited to tear into this book and see what's all inside, but before we do that, I'm going to ask, if you are not a subscriber to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, and also, to take it one step further, hit that little notification bell down below. That does notify you every single time I put new content out there. If you're a fan of statue collecting, comics, or just reviews, commentary on collecting itself, I think you're going to enjoy this channel, so please take a moment and do that. And if you would also give me a thumbs up, that does help the channel out tremendously as well, so thank you guys very much. And of course, as always, leave those comments down below. I love reading them. I love interacting with you guys, so that's that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started right now with the review. Alright, so as we dive into The Absolute Batman, The Killing Joke, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory. So, whenever I was 12 or 13 years old, I collected comics. I collected Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, G.I. Joe. I remember I collected a lot of those comics. But then this book came out in 1988. And again, I was 12, 13 years old, somewhere around there. And I was the casual comic book fan. I loved reading comics, but I didn't really think of anything of it really until I read this book. Now, this is the original copy that I received whenever I was 12 and 13 off the newsstand. It even has that original sticker, the UPC sticker. I should have got this graded years ago. I never did. But this is a first printing Killing Joke. I don't know if it's worth anything today. But I have read this book hundreds of times, without a doubt, and I fell in love with this story. It was more adult. It was more serious. It featured Batman versus Joker, and that is my favorite pairing. Joker is my favorite villain, and I've always enjoyed the aspect of the good guy versus bad guy, the light versus the dark, good versus evil. And that is what every Joker and Batman story is to me. I love all the other villains, but nothing tops Batman versus Joker. So 1988, I fell in love with this book, and of course that led into 1989, Batman 89. Loving that movie. I saw that movie 13 times at the theater that summer. I'll never forget that. But this book kind of woke me up in terms of being a Batman fan. It just is so iconic. It's so epic. And so when I heard that they were going to be doing an absolute of this version, I was like, well, how are they going to do it? Because it's a small book. It's way smaller than most graphic novels today. Very short, easy read. Again, this was done by Alan Moore and the amazing Brian Bolland. Absolutely fantastic book. But again, I just was really surprised that they were going to be doing an absolute. So this is the absolute. I did not hesitate for a moment to order this. I wanted to show you the size difference here. So it is an oversized book. It is not nearly as big as some of the other absolutes that I own. I do also own the Absolute Batman The Long Halloween. I have the Court of Owls, and also Hush. So those are the three that I have. This is now my fourth absolute. And again, it is pretty good sized. It fits right in with the rest of the collection. This is the 30th anniversary edition, as it says on the spine. So I think that's really cool. This is what the front looks like, that iconic cover. And then the back is also just equally as iconic, if not more so, the Joker, coming right out of that acid. So it really looks cool. So I do want to show you what the inside is like. So as we take it out here, again, you pull it out just like the rest of the absolutes, and you get the side profile, which I think is really neat. I've never seen anything quite like that, which is awesome. And then if you look on the other side, you're going to notice the flip side of that. So if I open it up a little bit here for you, you're going to see kind of that profile right there. So we've always had that front look, but now we get the sides as well. Now again, I wasn't sure what they were going to do with this book, because how do you print something this thick with this very small story? And it's really cool what they did. So the first half of this book, or the first part of this book, is a reprinting of The Killing Joke. The second part is a reprinting of The Killing Joke, but it uses that original comic book paper. So it looks very different. It's that, that real 70s, 80s look. The first half is, again, really polished. The second half is that iconic old school comic look. Then they also have amazing extras in here. They have illustrations, again, from Brian Bolland. They have the actual original script printed in here, which I think is really interesting. How they came up with the idea of the story, the storyboards, the original drawings, some of the inspiration they took in order to put this in. It also has some of the iconic covers and illustrations from Brian Bolland over the years. And even into The Killing Joke when they did the DVD movie. So lots of cool stuff in here. So I want to take you inside the book so you can see what you get whenever you actually order this book. So far, I definitely recommend that you take a moment to take a look at this book because it is iconic. And again, it's just one of the best Batman stories there is. So let me go ahead and take you inside, and we'll see what's in there. Alright guys, so here is the inside of the book, those raindrops, those iconic raindrops, and I'll just go through just so you can kind of see what you all get. A lot of nice art, table of contents, and then here we actually get into the actual story itself. Now again, this is the the more modern printing. Looks really good. Again, it's oversized. Everything looks really great here. I really like how they printed this. Nice paper stock. Looks really cool. And then of course, as we go through, we get to the end of the story here, that iconic battle, the iconic joke at the end. They do have an afterword here by Brian. And then we get into some really cool stuff. Here is his actual inspiration here. The original photographs of him, how he wanted to pose that iconic cover. Here is the original pencil sketch right here from The Killing Joke, which I love. And then we get into a Killing Joke retrospective, which is really nice to read. We also get into some storyboards, some original ink work. It's really cool to see how they did that. And then we get into the actual second edition here. Now again, this is going to be on that, that regular comic book paper. It's printed, it's got the dots, this really looks great. Looks more like a 70s, 80s comic, like I said. Colors are very different. They're psychedelic looking almost on this paper. Looks really cool. Again, it's just really neat to see the differences between the two types of paper and the two types of printing. So it really does feel like you get two different versions of this, which is really a neat take that they did in creating this absolute. But again, it's really neat. Then as we get through the story, it's got the actual typed out script from a typewriter, which really looks cool. It's got some of those original storyboards, the ink work. Really neat. Original inks throughout. I'll show you a little bit more as we go. The script takes up a lot of space in this book, but it's really neat to see how it's all typed up, how they do the different pages, some of the instructions on what to do, the different panels. It's really neat. Really interesting. Kind of gives you a little bit of a behind the scenes look into how some of these books are made. So again, as I go through the script, there's a lot here with the script. It is a majority of the book for sure. And then as we get through this part of the script, we're going to get into, let me go back one more page here. We get into some of the extra iconic things that Brian has done over the years. This one right here was with writer Mark Waid, and Brian Bolland did all of the art. Some of you may have read this one as well, but again, it's just really cool to see some of his artwork again. And then as you go through the book, you're also going to have some original pencil sketches here again, which is really cool to see, kind of, just how he did it, how he did the thumbnails. It's really neat. Then we also have an art gallery here at the back with a lot of his iconic covers. Again, this was from the Greatest Joker Stories Ever Told, which is really cool. That was from 1989. I remember getting that book. The Last Laugh #1 from 2001. Also have the Last Laugh cover from 2002. Again, so many of these are just so iconic. This one I had never seen before, the art of Brian Bolland, Dust Jacket from 2011. Some of these images I had never seen before. Wonder Woman cover, I don't think I'd ever seen that one. I had seen this one before. But again, this one's really cool. I had never seen that one. Just really cool to see as Brian matured as an artist, how his Joker kind of changed a little bit. Did a Harley Quinn there. Again, some of these quick thumbnail sketches. Really like these. This is from the animated movie, the mini poster, and then of course this is also from the Blu-ray cover. So they expanded. You always only got that image, but now you get to see a little bit more. So I like that they redid that. So some information about the artists and the writers, and that is basically the inside. And I think it's a really cool book. Man, just really cool to see this book printed this way. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's just a real quick look at inside this absolute Batman the Killing Joke. I don't do a lot of comic book reviews. I would definitely recommend Centauri Stir Fry, who helps us out with our channel. I would definitely recommend him. I would also recommend Jim Mint Collectors. He is the guru when it comes to absolutes and also omnibus. Definitely check out his channel, Jim Mint Collecting. Those guys know their stuff in terms of comic books. I'm pretty novice. I enjoy collecting statues more than I do books, but I definitely love to read my graphic novels and absolutes as well, and some of those iconic Batman stories. So I hope you enjoyed this. I am going to do one more of these because I have not ever done the Court of Owls, so I do want to show you that one as well that I have. But I also did the Long Halloween and also Hush. So that is down in the various videos. You can find them on my channel. I'll put links down below if you're interested in watching those. But again, if you're a Batman fan, this is one I think that you need to own. Again, it's oversized, the art is beautiful, it's just a really cool book. It's really neat that they printed both versions of the story. I've never seen that really done before, the ones that I've ever purchased, so I thought that was really cool. Again, as always, I thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed the content. Please comment down below. Do you have this? Do you feel like it's something that you would want to add to your collection? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you right here in the Batcave.